Hello traders everywhere, Adam Hewison here, president and founder of iknow.com and co-founder of Market Club with your midday update for Thursday the 17th of January. Well, I just got back from New York when I was on Bloomberg and CNBC, and on the first station, the Bloomberg station, someone called Marshall Auerbach called me a chart monkey. You may want to watch that video, it's on our site. But we'll also be covering today in our update CBS, the symbol PULTI, PHM, and KLAC. These are three stocks on the move. We'll also be looking at Boeing, which is having a lot of problems with its airline, Dreamliners, I should say. So let's get started right away. So let's go to our portfolio manager. Here's the S&P. It's up about 0.5% today, plus 100. We like that. The other two indexes, the Dow and the NASDAQ, not quite as strong, but they're still sort of trying to get there. So definitely the S&P is the strongest of the three indexes. Crude oil, this is the big story today. Remember we talked about crude oil last week. We talked about this and this. Here's the signal today. 95.21, 95.70 last on this market, looking very, very good. And here's what we've been talking about and showing you consistently for the past week and on our show last week. So let's just put in our, let's put a chart like this, and let's just zoom this out a little bit, get a little more data, 6 months, and if we put a line chart on there, and we'll go out a little further, and that's what we want. So well, let's just take the triangles off for now. Let's put a trend line in, just click here, add the trend line, and boom. Now remember we talked about this being the, let me get this perfect, so boom, that's it. So remember we talked about this trend line and how important it was and how it touched all the spots we wanted, 1, 2, 3, even 4. Boom, it went right through there to this. This is a major breakout in crude oil. Maybe it's the problem with Algeria, the crude oil market there. It doesn't matter what it is, but the perception is now this market's in a bull trend, and that is really, really important. That's a major breakout. That's a trend line that goes all the way back to March of 2012, so it's almost a 1-year trend line. Very powerful. The longer the trend line, the more powerful the move. So this is not going to be some little blip. So let's just clear that screen and just put our trade triangles and our monthly trade triangles in, which are really the driver of a lot of markets are just based on the monthlies. So here we are, the monthlies come in. Let's push this over. So you can see now with crude oil, we trade on the weekly and the daily. Now you can see on the weekly, we hit at 91.83, so the trend really turned up from there. The last buy signal we had on the daily was 94.73. That's obviously doing very well, up about $1 from there. And today we had a signal right here, you can see it right there, at 95.21. So get long crude oil could be the USO. In fact, let's take a look at the USO right now and see how that's faring. It's going to be the same pattern, very similar pattern. Look at this. This is the USO. It's almost identical. So you want to be long this market. And let me just put the trend line in to show you that what I'm saying is absolutely accurate. So there's the trend line. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Breakout today. And that came at 34.70. The market 34.67. You can get in right now. Pretty much the same breakout level. And this market's going to go higher. We're looking for this probably to go to the 40 range. Maybe even a little bit higher. If we get over 40, we're looking at the highs of 41, 42. So this could be the real stumbling block for the economy, high gas prices, but we'll see how that plays out. Let's go back to our portfolio now and look at the euro dollar. Euro dollar is again very, very strong. You know, you've got interest rates here in the States pretty much negative for want of a better word. The euro dollar keeps chugging along. Everybody was very, very, very negative on this market, and look what happened. It just turned around, and you've had a move really from, I think the low was about 118 or 120, and we're up now to 133.5. So the trend is definitely in place. The monthly and the weekly still very positive, and it looks like it wants to go higher. So let's stay long that market. Let's take a look at gold. Gold's actually acting very well today. It hasn't got the same pizzazz as the crude oil, but it's trying. It's really trying. So here's, you've got a trend line, sort of a trend line here, and I'll just draw that in for you. Right here, we need 3 points. This may be the third point. It's going to build to next few days, hit there. This is a pivot point. Again, I tell you what, let's just clear this up. Remember, we talked about the Fibonacci, the 50 to 61%. We got down there, boom, 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 an area to be looking to buy on the Fibonacci retracement. So we didn't have a trade triangle yet on that, and we still don't have trade triangles to say that this market has really made that turn. So let's move on from there, because really, I don't think gold is there yet. I think it's going to go higher eventually, but I think we need more technical confirmation on that. So let's take a look at our silver market. Pretty much the same there, still laboring. We have a weekly there, which means it's a good sign, which means you should be long silver. And you've got a daily as well, so that's looking a little more positive than gold in our minds. So let's go back to copper. Copper, on the other hand, is a little bit dismal, hasn't performed quite the way I think everybody thought it would. With the stronger economy, you've got the market going up. Now it's up today, of course, with the strong equity markets, but it's still in an uptrend. We have the weekly and the monthly still positive, so it is in an uptrend. And this pattern we're seeing now seems to be very similar to what we saw here. Wait for the breakout. It'll be like a flag pattern, and we'll go higher from here. But remember, the monthly and the weekly still positive, so the trend is positive, and we have been oversold. So let's see this market going higher. I think we'll see the market going higher. So let's just clear the screen and go to our next market. Got a lot to cover today. That's why I'm moving along pretty quickly. So let's go to our first stock moving on the day is CBS. Is a market mover today, and look what happened. Boom. But what I want to show you is look at where we got long this on the monthlies all the way back here. That's pretty amazing. 26.84, and that was back on December 27th of 2011. So again, this is actually it's the 23rd, I beg your pardon. So it's had a huge move up from these levels. Our last buy signal on the weekly was 34.53. Now remember, we used the monthly for the trend and the weeklies. Now there's been a number of trades since then, of course, but here's the last signal on the weekly at 34.53. Nice profits in CBS. So the trend, this move came as no surprise. It was in the direction of the major trend, and that's what you want to trade at all times. So moving along to Pulte Home Group, you've probably seen the Home Group is doing better. It has been doing well for a while. And again, we've got a really nice trade there. If we take our weeklies off, you can see we picked up the Pulte really under 1082. It's currently doubled in just a space of July of last year to now, doubled in price. We had some nice profits in there. You can see we had a buy on the weekly right here, which, let me just take this trend line off. We had a buy here at 12.19. We're out at 16. That's a nice 30% profit. And we're back in here at 17.49, and we're currently trading at 20. So looking very, very good with Pulte and the home builders. So next market is KLAC 10 Core. And that's had a big, big move today. But you can see we actually picked this up last week at 48.94. So again, the triangles actually point to these markets before they really get moving. And that's the key thing. They'll alert you, just like we've been alerted to crude oil today. Now, in a week or two, crude oil may just suddenly have a $5 move on the upside because of some problems. Who knows what's going to happen? But the reality is, trade with a trend. That's the secret to being successful. So moving right along to our next market is Amazon. Remember, we've been long Amazon. We like Amazon on the long side. And the other trade, we want to be short Walmart. So let's just take a look at today's action in those two stocks. So here's Amazon up 0.76%. We're short Walmart. That's down 0.32%. Pretty amazing, huh? So let's take a look at Boeing. With all the news that's coming out with Boeing, this is quite something. Grounding all the lines, the first time since 1979 that the Federal Aviation Authority has grounded all those planes. But look at what's happened to the Dreamliner. We actually got a signal to buy at 75 even, okay? Market is 73.93 last night. We had a signal to get out at 73.53. So again, we got in, took a small loss, but we're out of the markets. It's telling you right now the trend is mixed. And this is how you tell the trend is mixed in stocks. You look at the monthlies right here, and that's positive. So the thing's positive for Boeing. If it grows over these levels right here, over 78, it's going to have a nice move up. And maybe when they clear all the problems out and we go over 78, we'll be looking somewhere maybe 86 on the upside, because the major trend is up. We don't want to be short this market, but we don't want to be long at this moment. So we need to see this weekly right here. That's the weekly. Go green. That's our sign that the markets are going higher. That's the key thing. So remember, trade with the major trend. Always trade with the major trend, and you'll be way ahead of most other traders. Hey, I'm Adam Hewison. It's good to be back, and I will be back tomorrow with a bigger update for you then. But have a great day trading.